back to the channel. So basically the aim of this little video is mainly a hints and tips video, showing you how I tie my hook lengths for my pole rigs. I've decided to do this because I find that trying to tie them with your fingers is a bit difficult. Like sometimes, you know, you're trying to get the perfect knot on the eye, and you're wrapping it and then it's coming loose again, or you're catching a point of the hook and it's weakening the line. So the way I've decided to do it, I feel it's a bit easier. So what I'll do is I'll show you the tools I use, and hopefully it'll help you tie yours too. But like I say, I'm showing you how I do it because I find it a lot easier than doing it with your hands. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll turn you around now, and I'll show you what I do. What I use for making my hook lengths up, I've got my loop tire. I've got a small end and a big end. I use mainly the small end for my loops for my hook lengths. I've got my hook tire, which ties your spades and your eyes as well. I just use this really mainly for my eye hooks, so I can get, you know, that perfect knot and that tension, which I'll show you in a sec. I've got some FSP Guru 16 PTFE coated hooks. I tend to use these because they're a lot stronger. Some nail clippers to obviously clip the line nice and tight, you know, your tag end, whatever's left over. And I've got some Reflo Power 015. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll show you how I start it all. Take off about 12 inches of the hook length, which I'll be using. I'll then obviously trim that with some nail clippers or scissors or whatever you prefer to do. So once I've cut that, what I start to do then is I'll get my hook tire. I'll then loosen it off a bit, and through the top here is where I'm going to be putting the bend of the hook. Alright, so I'll be putting the bend of the hook in so it's facing down into the top of the device, and I'll slowly start tightening that up till I get a bit of tension on it, like so, and I'll just really whack it right up because you don't want that moving when you're tying your loop, you know, your wraps. So yeah, so that's what it's looking like now. When you've got the tension there, so you haven't got your fingers there and it's wobbling everywhere, so the tension there just helps a hell of a lot more with obviously doing your wraps and that. And you can do, like say, you can do as many wraps as you want with that. And then what I'll do then is I'll get me hook length and I'll go through the front of the hook first. So as you can see, it's gone through the front of the eye, like so, and then this tag end I'm going to bring down the back so it's past the bend of the hook, like that, and then with me thumb I'll trap that tag end down so I've got the tension to wrap my line around the eye. Alright, so I'll just get comfortable with that now. So yeah, once you're comfortable, then you then start wrapping it away from yourself. So I'll probably wrap this about 14 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll trap the loose line there, and as you can see already it's forming a really nice wrap around the eye. So then what I'll do is I'll bring the loose end through the back of the hook like that, and then I'll then pull up so it tightens up there like that. But before I really tighten it, wet my fingers and wet the knot up a bit, so you know you're going to get that maximum strength on the knot. Give it a good couple of pulls, and then you're left with obviously a really nice tight wrap around the hook, see? And then what obviously I'll do is take it out of the device like that. Trim off the excess. So then that's how I make my loop. I get my rig box out, and so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably do a 5-inch hook length. So I put my hook on one peg like so, and I'll wrap it around the 5-inch mark. And what I find to get that loop really good is to, from your 4th peg, so your 4th peg's your 4-inch in the Guru boxes, so your 4th peg, yeah, wrap the line around your 5th to your 4th, and then between the 4th and the 3rd, pinch the line so you're in the centre. I know it's not the best at seeing it, but like if you pinch, you know, the centre of it between 4 and 3, you'll create yourself a nice loop like that. And then obviously change your hands with it, and then your loop tie, put the neck of it over the top of the line, bring this loop round, trap it with your index finger, and then just wrap it round a couple of times, and then pinch that, and then you're left with another loop. You can see that there. So that loop there needs to go through the top, that little gap there, and then you basically then pull tight, come off, and then you've created your loop there now, see. And then once you've done that, so you wet the loop up, give it a bit more of a tension on it so it's proper tight, like so. And then all that does, then it just pops off, and you've got a nice little loop then for your hook length. I find doing it obviously the way I've done it, you know, it's, as you can see there, it's a lot more better than obviously if you're trying to use your finger and thumb and then obviously wrapping it all up. This area tends to get looser, and then it's going to come over the eye. So just using that hook tie just keeps everything nice and tight, and you can get the tension on the line, and you're not getting your fingers caught when you're wrapping. Alright, so yeah, now I've made my 5-inch hook length. I'll just show you now that it'll fit nicely in the box. I'll just bring you over now so you can just have a quick look. So yeah, so there's the 5-inch hook length, and that's bang on to where the peg is. There you go. That's basically how I tie my rigs. I find it a lot easier doing it with a hook tie than trying to do it with your fingers, because obviously wrapping it and getting it right can be, you know, a bit fiddly at times, and can be frustrating for a lot of people, especially for people who want to start making their own rigs and don't want to spend more and more money on buying them already pre-made up. I mean, they're cheap enough to buy, but you know, you just get a bit more enjoyment out of making your own rigs and catching fish on them. So that's what I've decided to do. But before I started making my own, I did buy the bands and the bayonets and that sort of thing, the Guru hook lengths. I just felt like, you know, I'll do it myself and see how I get on with it. There's a few times where I got impatient with it and got my hair off, but at the end of the day, I cracked it, and you know, the wraps on the eye are all perfect. Like I say, once they're all right and you crack them, you'll keep making them and making them and making them, and come to a point where you've got no more rig boxes, hook length boxes, you go out and buy a load more. And so I say it's always good to have lots of hook lengths all boxed up and made up, because there's been a few times in a few matches that I've fished, I've just been snapped off, and I've just obviously got one out my box, put it back on, and I'm fishing again without having to replumb my depth and stuff like that. So it's a good idea, you know, if you can make your own rigs up and catch loads of fish on them. So yeah, as long as you can see how I make it and practice it yourself, and I'm sure it'll come nice and easy for you in the future when you tie your own. I've got a couple more hook lengths to tie ready for this weekend. Got a match this weekend, Dorset Pool, Shrewsbury, so my 18 hook lengths, and the main line I've upped that a little bit as well, so we'll see when we go there, and fingers crossed it'll be alright. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, if you can chuck us a like and subscribe, and click the little bell notification, so every time we make a video you'll be notified. And just hope you enjoy it and enjoy your fishing. That's the main thing, just enjoy your fishing, enjoy the time being out there when you can get out there, and catch lots of fish. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and tight lines, and I'll see you on the next one.